Well, the the topic of sexuality is very sensitive because it is one of the most powerful tools of liberation. It's the one of the most powerful tools of liberation, and because of that, we're either and also we don't know how to handle it, right? Because the sexual experience brings into the physical one of the highest frequencies of experience we can have. If you think about it, the the point of conception is an orgasm, right? It's like we began as an orgasm. That's the beginning, right? Okay. We want to get back to the beginning. Right? So it's a very high frequency. The orgasm has the capacity to concentrate a point of light and bring forth a consciousness. Right? An individual expression of consciousness. It's so powerful. Right? So it's probably one of the highest frequencies we can bring into the physical. So we don't know how to handle that. So what do? We either become addicted to it and use it as a means to fill our emotional hole, or we ban it, or we find a way to castrate ourselves by becoming nuns or monks or spiritual people. And that castration leads to all sorts of terrible unconscious behavior, as we can see in religions that ban sexuality. The only thing that goes on there is it becomes like a dark, occultic approach to sexuality, right? The thing about sexuality is it's such a powerful tool, because the cause of our suffering is manipulation. And I like the word manipulation. Manipulation is like, the illustration of manipulation is like a little boy is born, right? And the first thing that happens when the little boy comes out the womb is he gets a nipple thrust in his face, right? And the life force is coming from the nipple, right? And suddenly the nipple is taken away and hidden away forever. And he spends the rest of his life looking for the nipple again, right? It's called man-nipple-nation, right? Manipulation, right? And really that's the primal, that leads to a very primal behavior in the belief that what I'm looking for, the most profound experience I'm looking for, is I can get through the physical world, through manipulation of the physical world. And so what we do is we're constantly manipulating our experience to try and gain that outcome, to gain that destination point. We don't even realize we're doing it. So for example, when two people come together to explore intimacy, because intimacy is the final cleansing of the bottom of the barrel of the emotional stuff. You first do work with yourself, the daily upsets that are happening. Then you can look at your family and look at those resonances of the archetypes. And then once you've done a certain amount of that work, you can come together with another human being and say, let's work together to really look at our emotional stuff. Because my emotional stuff is really, the primal stuff is going to come up when I am looking to get love from another. Because what it's going to do is going to bring up my real definition of love, the one imprinted in me as a child, and show my manipulation behavior that I'm using to get that. And what manipulation really is, it's something that's going on internal to us. I'm using my mental body, which is the male side. My mental body is sedating and controlling the authentic condition of the emotional, and at the same time manipulating my physical circumstances to create a feeling that I would rather have in my emotional. Right? And so that externalizes itself into human behavior, where we see men sedating and controlling women all over the world, all religions, sedate and control women, and then manipulating the physical world, whether it's through manufacture of fast cars, making lots of money, or turning women into orgasmobiles, right? To manipulate, to get a destination, to seek an orgasm, right? For some people, the orgasm is earning $50,000 a month. For another, the orgasm is running for the White House. For another, the orgasm is controlling other large amounts of people in different ways. But everybody has got their orgasm, and they're all after it, right? We just can't see that about ourselves. And what happens when we become destination consciousness and we're seeking our orgasm, it actually reduces us to mortality consciousness. Mortality consciousness comes about because there's an end to what I'm doing. I'm not on a journey, I'm on a destination. It has a beginning and it has an end, and my perceptual framework then has a beginning and an end, right? And so sexuality is a very powerful tool for cleansing that. And in a intimate experience, when two people are exploring intimacy, one of them will play the mental body and one of them will play the emotional body. And it's very easy to tell who's who. The mental body will want sex. The emotional body will say, not now, I've got a headache, right? So one will pursue and the one will feel pursued and therefore sedate, right? So you will know who's who. Usually in the stereotypical way, it'll be if it's a man and a woman relationship, because you can explore intimacy with two women, two men, man and woman. But let's take the archetypical relationship of a man and a woman. Usually the man will end up pursuing the woman, right? And the woman will end up sedating and going, okay, I don't want to have sex. And the guy goes, like, I'm not getting enough, right? And so one has to ascertain who's playing the mental body. Whoever's playing the mental body, then if you're exploring intimacy, then you agree with each other. If I'm playing the mental body and I'm pursuing my partner for sexuality, it means I'm really turned her into an orgasmobile. I'm just trying to get my pleasure. I'm trying to get what I want. And I won't see to the extent to which I'm manipulating that person to accomplish that. So what I do is I ban myself from having an orgasm. I say, from this point, from now, for a while, I'm pushing the orgasm aside. In other words, I will have sex with you, but I will not have an orgasm. And if I feel I'm approaching an orgasm, I will stop what I'm doing. And you're just going to have to work with me here, because I'm so addicted to having an orgasm. That's really all I'm concerned about. I'm actually going to take that away from myself. I'm going to move the orgasm away. I'm going to remove the point of destination. Not only am I going to do that, but I'm not going to allow myself to initiate sexuality anymore. You're the one who initiates sex. You let me know when we can have sex, and I'm not going to have an orgasm. Now, when the mental body enters that agreement with the emotional body, a question is going to arise. The first question that will arise is, well, if I'm not having an orgasm, then why the hell am I doing this? That'll be the first question that will come up. And in answering that question, the mental body will discover its authentic role. The authentic role of the mental body is to support the emotional body, is to allow the emotional body to become what it is. In other words, the authentic role for a man is to create a space for a woman to feel safe enough so that she can become what a woman is.